culture. Here I come from the west side, the left side, the right brain.
Hey, welcome back to Class Culture and ARTSMART. Thank you, Hearts of Gold, for being so patient. One a week and more, if I can slip them in there. Welcome back, Hearts of Gold. I appreciate you so much. I'm excited. I have a big smile on my face. I'm just going to be dropping videos, drop. We are on track to get our, let's say, 2,000 videos by the end of 2022. And it is what it is. Shout out to the new subscribers, 64 so far for the month of April. Thank you very much. You'll be able to say you are in the 3,000 crew. Okay, we have our day one. Shout out to our day ones, our 1,000 and our 2,000, and we're working on our 3,000 crew. Thank you so much. While you're here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit all the reminders on the upcoming shows. I'm really super excited for the rest of the month and beyond, the future and beyond. So we're back to ARTSMART. This is number 5. Now you might be a little confused. We had number 4, description, but it was about elements. This is about the words. I went back and said, I want more. You know, Gigi, she greedy. I wanted a little more, so we're going to touch on life. Yes, that is a beautiful nude back there. Don't be scared. This is adult content. This should be 18 above. And that is a beautiful fertility iconic piece of art, a fertility figurine. Okay, so we're going to talk all about it. What did I name this one? We named it the words. I'm trying to put my bandana on, Chuck. We named it emotional, life, and prehistoric because it's just, I want people to think like I think. When you're over here in class culture and whatever playlist you're on, this channel is about me and all that comes along with Gigi. But on this particular topic, just remember the words and the emotion and life and the prehistoric times, meaning before man, woman, or any entity wrote things down in words. Okay, so again, welcome back. ARTSMART number 5, description, the words, and then we'll move on to other topics. Should we do a spoiler alert, or did I put that paper away? Okay, I already have 6, 7, and 8 ready to go. It just depends on my mood. I'm just going to drop. My goal is 3 videos a day. I get to pick 3 playlists, and it's my job as a content creator to fill it up. Okay? If you're new here, welcome. My name is Deirdre, aka Gigi Darling, and the emissary. Thank you for being here. Please share the video, like it. And if you're not subscribed already, I'm going to get the click in the view anyway. You're going to come back anyway. You might as well subscribe and hit the button anyway. Be a part of growth. Don't hate, participate. Okay? You can find something on my channel you like. If you don't, let me know. I work hard. It's good information. And everything we talk about is down below in the description box. So we want ours because we don't have a problem being a content creator, but we are over here, let's just say, thriving organically. So what are we going to talk about today? We have lots of visuals, lots of words we're going to Google, and we have 7 webbies. And I did put the playlist in extra. I might take that off. I don't know. We'll see if it fits. We'll see if it fits. Now, you saw the commercial, and that'll go away now. And the next commercial you'll see is the next show. Okay. But in that commercial, we talked, or we didn't talk. I showed you a couple of, not a couple, more than a couple pieces of art, craftsmanship, or beautiful things we like to surround ourselves with or adorn ourselves with. Jewelry, clothes, flowers, photography, interior design. We read comic books and we like graphic art. And let's just say there is a whole genre, right, of comic book and animation, right? And we can also collect and appreciate by visiting museums, primitive art. And if none of that suits your fancy, you just like sitting at home, well, go to the bookstore every once in a while in the library, pick up a book with cover art and or magazines. Sometimes people collect magazines or want to open it. Marketing is a thing based on the cover. So that's very, very, very important. So this is sort of kind of like an extra, but it's not. I gave it a number. Okay. And let's say that in this topic, we're going to touch on words, art, text art, not graffiti. That's going to be a whole different thing down the road somewhere. So I can feel it. Somebody out there ready to shout at me. That's going to be its own separate show. Okay. And what we're doing when we are describing or giving a description, it's an account of the attributes of a piece of art. Okay. So I've done all that. So let's do my official intro. I don't know if I want to do a separate commercial. I just like the music and it gets me in the mood. Okay, no pun intended, but let's do it. Welcome back to ARTSMART. I am your curator, DEIRDREHELENA. In this episode, I will simply demonstrate, discuss, and display design plus techniques regarding all visual art elements. I even show you techniques that bring meaning and balance to your life. I talk about arts, craft, and creativity as well. Whatever your heart desires. The topic is description. Okay? So again, welcome back. I appreciate you so much from the bottom of my heart. All right, let's get on with the show. And it won't be a big old break like it was before. If you want to catch up, this is a good time to catch up. There's only 4 videos prior to this. Please hit that Replay KREW on the playlist down below. And yeah, I think I'm going to keep it down there. So let's take that away. I'm sure everyone understands, especially after you've watched the first 4, what art is all about. Everyone has their own, let's just say, genre that they like, or a piece of art. You don't need me over there. Okay. Piece of art. Let's just say your own appreciation for art, your own encounter with art, how you perceive what art is. Some people absolutely hate it, but if you're wearing clothing, like I said before, jewelry, if you are designing your home, if you bought a pillow and some sheets, you picked out the design, it had to make sense to you. So everyone is a part of the art world. Whether you think that is something interesting, or if you want to use the proper term, an installation, it's up to you. You get to grow. And hopefully with this video and the rest of the videos to come, you'll get to be able to express yourself. The art is made for you. You are the other. It is, the art is there. It's only half. A lot of people are intimidated by art. I don't understand why, because it's about us as well. Someone did not carve that beautiful piece of art just for themselves and didn't think another human being would look at it, view it, appreciate it, and recognize it. It means life. Just like the painting that I showed you when we first came in, it's life. Now, it's a little tongue-in-cheek, pun intended, with the little kitty cat back there, but still, it's art and it's life. Okay? Now, here's an installation. We don't even have to get close up. It doesn't matter. Could you recreate that? Maybe in the future, Hearts of Gold will have some fun and some folly. And I'll say, guess what? We're going to have some participation. And it might be a little nasty cash app involved. And all you got to do is find an empty frame or draw out a square rectangle and then copycat, piggyback. Let's just say you are appreciating it and you're paying it homage. Yeah, because we don't want to break rules or laws or infringe. But yeah, I could do that on my wall. So the next time you do some interior design, but try something different. Think out of the frame and the box as well. It's fun, and why not? Okay, so that's considered an installation, as well as the thumbnail. Now, this thumbnail is everything. I want to do that for our real-time shout out to the future and beyond. I'm going to sort of kind of recreate that for our 500,000 views plus on my channel, just behind me. You know, just a box of balloons. But this is amazing. Anybody can appreciate that. A child, and it's an installation, obviously. In my opinion, some installations are purchased by city, state, buildings, libraries, corporation, things like that. But can't nobody buy that and put it on your wall and it's going to last forever. Not really. Sometimes, the old nasty crack. That was my elbow. Some installations are only meant for an hour, some a day, some a week. Those are balloons. They are going to shrink. The air is going to escape. It's not going to look the same. But I can appreciate it, and it's fun. Wouldn't that be fun just for a birthday party? Forget decorating every little thing. Just go high end, go museum quality and make it an installation. Say Gigi Darlingz said, this is an installation. It's my birthday party. We're celebrating life. Boom, do it. So you're going to find, I'd rather do the balloons than the flowers. Okay, so yeah, I love that. And it's fun. Art is meant to bring levity and a discussion and thought. Here's some thought. I'm so sick of cardboard boxes, but you know what? If it's installation, if it's art, that's what I'm gonna have to think how it is, because in real time we move and we're shifting, and it's driving me nuts. It's driving me nuts. I think a bug bit me the other day. It's like, oof. Okay, so yeah, this is an art installation. Okay, it's cardboard boxes. Whatever it was, whatever the description was, that's not the point. The point is, we'll get there. But the point, because I cannot do every piece of art. In the future, we will get to that point, but not yet. I just wanted to have some fun. Yeah, I am so sick of cardboard box. That is an actual installation. And appreciating art should begin at childhood. If it doesn't, okay, start now. But when I was a child, my grandmother in Chicago would take me everywhere. Sometimes it was only 4 people there. you know, because it would be an opening or an artist had a show in their home or whatever. It was just her thing, and it was fabulous. And I grew up in Detroit, Michigan, left in 83, but we would go summer and visit my grandmother, especially after my dad died in Chicago. And then my mom just kind of, you know, took the reins up and said, "Oh, great. You know, one of her kids really liked the museum." I was the last of 7. So it was wonderful that we had all of the art. I had an appreciation for art early in life. And I always would stare at book covers every time we went to the library as well. And I would be curious about that, you know. So even if you don't start at a young age, it's okay. Just go. Okay? Just do. Be a part of the experience. It's life, literally and figuratively. It's life. If nobody's looking at the piece of art, it's not what it was. It's not, let's see, it's not achieving. It's a purpose. Okay, you have to go, you have to engage. If you're on a penny pension, just art installation, free art exhibits. And then call them and say how much. If it's $20, please go, because they're going to feed you. It's a great social event. It's a great date. It's art appreciation. You can meet family members there. It's a great birthday party thing to do. Let's just say you want to go to Applebee's, but you know that's $20. But it's the $20 to go to the art exhibit. That's a better birthday party and engagement and girl night out or fella night out than anything you can imagine. Up your cultural game, up your art game. Buy a piece of art. I'm so proud of my kids. They love art, they like designing, they are talented people. But I want to pass that on to other people where their parents really didn't talk to them about it. Do never explain why you buy a piece of art. Never justify it. It's speaking to you. It might cost. I have a piece of art that I think I paid like $300 for, like when I first got back to San Francisco, and now it's worth like $4,000. I had it appraised because of who the artist is. If it's weird to them, not that it's weird to you. If you like it, get it. End of bulletin. Okay, and I'm making sure I'm showing you everything I need to see. Okay, now again, an installation is thought-provoking, engaging. One, let's just say, sorry, I'm doing 2 things at once. Okay, one time only, because that cannot sit in that room forever. And if you're lucky enough to meet the artist or the team or the installer, that's even better because you can ask them questions. Everything is purposeful and has a meaning. Whether you get it or not, ask. Ask the curator, ask anybody working, or get the piece of paper and read what they say. Okay, can you recreate something like this? I bet you could. I bet you could. And maybe that's something we'll do in the future. I'll say we're going to have a show, or we're going to have a show, and we're going to discuss someone who tried to recreate this piece of art. And I hate when art is juried or it's a contest or judged first, second, third place. I hate that. I might have to do something like the first 3 people, and then we look at the piece of art and discuss their experience and will they go forward you know, because everyone is an artist, whether you believe it or not. Or if you like, nope, everyone is a fan, everyone is a patron, everyone is a viewer, everyone participates. Movies, all the way down to the dollar store picture frame pictures in picture frames. I've seen them. They're cute. But yeah, everyone participates. So yeah, you like my new avatar? Yeah. Okay, it's springtime. I like the two birds and this the antiquity of it. So yes. All right. I'm just making sure I got everything, you guys, and I think I do. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go into the topics. Down below in the description box, read along with me if you like. Description in art, descriptive words for artwork, unique words for art, Marcel Caram art. I might be pronouncing that wrong. You know how I am. Caram, probably. The scream, okay? And I'm making a correction here. Installation art, pictures made with words, Africa, spiritual, art, prehistoric. It's not meant to be a sentence. You know how I get when I do my research. I put certain words together to get a result. Okay. And then we have 7 websites. Then we have the play. Well, you know what? I want the extra first. And then I want to do the playlist. I'm always moving something around. It's okay. Nobody's going to go to edit gel. Edit and paste gel. No. It's okay. So now okay, I got rid of the banner. Let's get into it. Yes, I know it is strategically placed. Okay. All righty. Description. Again, I could say I'm going to give you $1 million and you still would not be able to read it. You know what it is. And you know how to use the word. And you know how to spell it. But a lot of people don't know what the proper definition is. So that's why we do this. Let me make sure I am in order. And I am. Okay, let's go. And you don't need to see me on the screen. Good. All right. Yeah, I like it without the banner at the bottom. All right. Shout out to our internationals. I know you love this part. Description. Okay. Description is the pattern of narrative development that aims to make vivid. Let me say that again. I talk too fast. Okay. Description is the pattern of narrative development that aims to make vivid a place, object, character, or group. Description is one of 4 rhetorical modes. Okay. Modes. Yeah. Along with exposition, argumentative, and narration. In practice, it would be difficult to write literature that drew on just one of the 4 basic modes. Okay? Description. A spoken or written representation or account of a person, object, or event. A sort, kind, or class of people or things. Description. Okay? No way would you have, don't even play with me. Okay? Because I don't play with myself. Well, that came out wrong. Okay, anyway. Anyway, there is no way I would be able to do that. Now, we can study it and memorize it and get an A on the test, but no. That's why I like to keep this tight as far as demonstrating, keeping it 100 over here in class culture, because it's okay to learn, refresh, right? So now let's talk about description in art. Okay. And I'm just making sure I got all my pictures and what I want to show when I want to show it. Okay. Yeah, that's later. Okay. All right. Description in art. Pure description of the object without value, judgment, analysis, or interpretation. That is hard. And I strive, Gigi Darling. Okay, I was waiting for it. I strive to do that every time I engage with a piece of art. Why? Because it's about emotion. It's about life. I'm a living, breathing entity, and it's going to affect me in a one way or another. But to purely describe an object without judgment and analysis or interpretation is a gift and an art and a sport. Some people are very elitist. Some people just pick up the book and read what's in there and still appreciate it. But to come off the top of my head, sometimes I'll just stand back. I'll separate myself. I'll tamp down on my emotion, and then I'll go in. I'm a beast with it. But then obviously after a while you get to decide, not my cup of tea. But no, technically you can do it. You can pull it off. And with me, you'll get there. We're just going to take our time. There's no rush. I don't retire until another 5 years. Okay. Shout out to the future and beyond. So I just wanted to get that part in there. Okay. And this is just because my show is just an hour, don't mean you can't come back. Trust me, I'll be back too. Looking and peeping and pulling words up again, or listening to the video and refreshing, gaining a deeper, more solid appreciation and understanding, and let's just say logical, right? A process of describing piece of art. Because sometimes you'll say something and you're like, are they just being pretentious, or did they really mean that? I like what I'm saying to be logical, meaning everyone should be able to understand what I'm saying, especially with a smartphone. If you pick up a description of a piece of art and you don't understand the word, dictionary.com is your best friend. I love it. Okay. Descriptive words for artwork. So now we're about to take the leap and just get into the practice of doing that. Go to wherever you're going to go. Remember, you looked up and you're there. Museum, art supply store, school, a class, whatever. Okay. Your sister, friend might be an artist. Ask them if you can do this, and tell them don't say nothing, and write a few things down. Don't go overboard, and don't look for validation. Just say it, and then they'll go, oh wow. And guess what? They'll say, this is what I meant, this is what it means, but I like how it affected you. Okay. Then you're starting to appreciate art, because it's not just their interpretation. People have come and go. People have died. People have made art from 400 years ago. You can't talk to them no more. It's about what's left, how you interpret it, your experience, your life, because your life experience is different from mine. So here are some. When you pull up descriptive words for artwork, you can put absorbing, abstract. These are just the A's. You see the word more. I am not going to touch that. Accomplished, aesthetic, aggressive. It goes on and on and on. How do you describe artwork? You use words such as lustrous, shadowy, radiant, glossy, saturated. I mean, you can go on and on and on. What are you describing? The size, the color, the texture, the technique, the medium. It depends. But that's the point. And this is just the start for you, and I'm here with you. So just take her easy and don't never say you can't. And it's not a big, it's nobody there critiquing you. Go somewhere where they give tours and listen how they express themselves. and ask them, hey, can I practice on you? And say a few things and don't be embarrassed. And they'll go, oh, that's good. But think about it this way, you know, and then you'll start to investigate the artist. And to me, that's when that's when I go to the artist first and then I'll make it make sense. So, unique words for art. So at least you'll be able to use this video and start using these terms without feeling weird. I never feel weird. And didn't I? No, I didn't show these. I am the least pretentious, the least haughty. I can go there if you want me to, but I'm just so laid back. It's not a big deal. And I'm plugging in my computer before it shuts off. Give me a second. I just have fun with it. I've worked in art galleries. I've been an art installator. I've worked in interior design. I've worked on film sets. I've worked on production crews. I've worked on theater sets. I mean, it was work for me. Sorry. Something is slipping. My sheet, not my sheet, my comforter is slipping. Okay. And I'm laying on my side, totally relaxed. Okay. Because I deserve it. All right. So here are some more ways of describing art. And I put in unique words for art. Artfulness, artifice, cleverness. I'm not reading all of these. Cunning. And here are fancy words for artwork, fancy word for creative. What words can describe art? So go for it. Okay. And then when you go look at the images, I'm sorry, I can get rid of that piece of paper. And when you look at images, they give you these words. Okay. And you can be as hoity-toity, as fancy, whatever. It's just up to you. If it's not your cup of tea, that's fine. But when you start hanging out with people, you're going to start hearing them use these terms. And it's okay because it's art. Okay, you're supposed to describe it correctly. You're supposed to use certain words, and we're going to talk about text art as well, word art, whatever you want to say. Okay, so what's the next thing? I don't make fun of people just because they're using a caliber of a word you might not understand. It's just what they're used to, and they're not talking over your head. They're not trying to belittle you. It is what it is, and you get used to it. Just imagine if you worked in an art gallery for 5 years. You're not going to be the same person on day one. You're just not. You're going to learn to appreciate it because it is a whole gazillion-dollar industry. It really is. So now let's talk about an artist. Okay. And his name is Marcel Caram. Okay. And I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, but it is what it is. Let me show you a piece of his work before we go into the Google. This is all digital art. It is finally a part of the art world. 20 years ago, it was a huge debate. No one accepted it. Now it is here. There are no qualms. It is a part of the creativity realm, and it's all digital. So if you never pick up a paint or glue or crafting tool or sew or take a picture or make a piece of music, it's okay. If you want to learn Photoshop or any other creative form of art application, it's high end or amateur, you're still part of the art world. And I think it's amazing. It's beautiful. It speaks to me. I'm in Eastertide right now in real time. Shout out to the future and beyond, or whenever you come and watch this. And it's just, to me, it's a beautiful piece of art, and we'll also read about it. But I just wanted to let you know this is all digital, all of it. Okay, so let's look him up next. Because everyone has a medium that you love. I love all mediums. I am that rare person where I love everything. And this time, the next time I make it to Las Vegas, we are going to be discussing and visiting one of my favorite living artists that lives there, and they're amazing. And I met them when I was working at the last gallery there. And no spoiler alerts. Okay. So who is Marcel? He is a Brazilian-based surrealist artist who works exclusively with digital media. And Salvador Dali is one of his inspirations. If you don't know who Salvador Dali is, then you look it up. He is amazing. And at first, that's how I found Marcel. I mistakenly thought it was him, Salvador. And they were like, no. And I'm like, really? Someone new? Someone living? Yay. So yeah. And that's an amazing achievement. It's a shift. It's the next level. Digital. And it's okay. Now, we're not trying to compare. We're not trying to see who's better. That's not the point. The point is at least he cited him and gave him his due. Okay. And when you put images, you'll find it's called tier. Okay. And this is some of his other work as well. Now, we were doing this stuff in school, and I remember learning when I was in film school, and I'm just having fun. And the teacher walks over, the instructor. Are you an artist? I said, not technically out there. I said, but I have my moments. I'll create Hearts of Gold, a piece of art just for me, like every 5 years, And every time I sit and do something, people go, oh, try once a month. I'm like, I don't have time. They're like, well, when you make time. So I am. But yeah, it's amazing. And here, when you put in Marcel Caram art, you can also find related searches: Salvador Dali, surrealism, and original Salvador Dali paintings. But I thought that was cool that he gave him his due, said that's who he was inspired by, and here we are accepting digital media as high-end art or museum quality. Okay. And that's cool. I love it. It's not a big, or gallery, if you're not into that, some people get art on t-shirts. Some people get art on, like I said, bedding. Some people get art on the shower curtain, whatever. Jewelry. What else did I have? I threw the piece of paper. Yeah. Jewelry, clothing, interior design. I've seen art on keychains. It's whatever you want. Whatever you want. You can take a picture that you find, or I share, or a link when we Google, look at the images, don't resell, please, and thank you, don't steal. But you can take that and print it out and slide it in a book of pictures. I have picture books that I've had almost since I was a teenager. I have 3 of them, and I'll share them one day. They're just like my own little thing. Remember I told you guys I had a collage on my wall and my mom just loved it. She would give me her magazines, and I did it for like 3 years in high school. And the week before I left for the military, I said, well, I'm sure she'll do something with this room. So I took him down, and she was devastated. She was like, oh my God. I'm like, what? She was like, you took your collage down. I said, yeah, you can make this room whatever you want. She was like, no. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, I love the collage. So yeah. We talked about that. She was, oh, it hurt her. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. I'm a teenager about to leave. And plus she was mad because I had, remember, dropped out of college and was going to the military. But yeah, and I was like, oh my God, I didn't know you never said. And she was like, I didn't think I had to. It was a whole thing. It was a whole conversation. So what's the next thing I want to share with you? So the next thing is the scream. I had that in the little commercial, and let me show you. Well, no, I don't want to show that yet. I want to talk about it after I do the Webby. Okay, but we are going to look it up on the Googles if I can find it. Did I close it? I think I closed it. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I don't need it. Let me cancel that. I was looking it up to get the picture. I'm trying to think what I should do. Okay, yeah. I want to say that for last. Because I was looking it up to get the picture, not to list it in the Google search. Okay, so now let's Google it first. Here we go. Yeah, she was upset with me. She's like, why did you take it down? I'm like, well, so it was a form of installation art. I didn't know. I was just doing something, instead of posters of rock and roll people, I would put art and artists and articles, and I would just match the colors. I was just doing my thing. But that's something I'm going to install in my home. So, you'll come along with me. And you don't tape it. It's not permanent. You tape I'll show you. You tape the pieces together, but you don't tape it to the wall. No. All right. The scream is the popular name given to a composition created by Norwegian, that's in Norway, artist Edvard Munch. Okay. In 1893, the agonized face in the painting has become one of, and then they keep talking, one of the most iconic images of art, seen as symbolizing the anxiety of the human condition, life. And it's something about this painting, people keep stealing it. And we'll read more about him. We'll read more about him. So now let's look at the picture. People keep stealing this painting, y'all. It's amazing to me. So here we go. Yeah, they keep stealing it. And when you look at it, you would have thought a 4-year-old drew it with crayons. But and we had this exercise in school, and everyone, again, remember, we're describing it without being judgmental. We all tried to recreate it, but yes, it is an homage from the movie The Scream. Remember the mask? And they made the mask, and then all of us, every Halloween, you can go find that mask in a costume shop, can't you? But yeah, it's an actual painting. It's pastel on, I think, wood. I can't remember, but we'll read more about it. But we'll find out more about this artist. And if you say it looks crazy, just hold on to that. Hold on to that. But yeah, it's an actual piece of art, and people keep stealing it. That's the thing. What you might not find appealing, it's worth millions of dollars. It's quite amazing. Now let's look up installation art, pictures made with words, and Africa spiritual art prehistoric. I don't remember saying all that, but I said it now. All right, installation art. I just kind of move it right along in my, in my head. Installation art. Okay. Installation art is a term generally used to describe artwork located in three-dimensional interior space, as the word install means putting something inside of something else, meaning it wasn't there before, you guys. And it is 3D. Something's in my eyeball. See, I washed my face before I started. I should have just let it. Remember that. Installation art means we take something and we take it from here and we put it inside something else. Or it's not installation art. So sculptures outside are not considered, in my opinion, I've had arguments, installation art. So, let's have a cocktail party one day and debate it. Yeah, that is outside. Bite me. Okay. So what does installations mean in art? Large scale mixed media constructions, often designed for a specific place or for a temporary period of time. It's not meant to stay. So when you see a piece of art outside and it's still there for 40 years, that is not installation art. Okay. But if you see a red balloon on a park bench and somebody write installation art and you go back and next day it's gone, that's installation art, but it's still outside. So I will fight you on that. But at least it's temporary. I'll give you 50%. Okay. What is the main purpose? It allows the viewer to enter and move around the configured space and or interact with some of its elements. It offers the viewer a different experience from, say, a traditional painting, or the tree outside is now inside someone's living room. Well, that's a planet pot. But no, you know what I'm saying. A crane in your living room. Just the crane part. That would be installation art. And then they will explain it later. Saying a traditional experience from said, it's different. A painting is supposed to be on the wall. The crane is not. Okay. Or a sculpture, which is normally seen from a single reference point, or meant to be seen from a single reference point. So that's the difference. What are the main, and this is really good. All I did was put installation art, so you should find all this stuff. This is the part where I fight you. Okay. Because Dreamtime was supposed to be taken down in Las Vegas to validate its installation art, let's just say, existence. It's there. It's not installation art. But anyway, yeah, we had a whole fight when it came out. But anyway, yeah. Mixed media, contemporary artists usually create art installation in mixed media. Sensory experience, they want you, because you're a living being, life, and have emotions to participate. This point follows from the previous one. Conceptual use of space, site specific, specificity, I can't say it. Specificity. We're gonna look it up together. Ain't no shame in my game. Specificity. I hate it.
Specificity.
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 Girl, don't nobody talk like that. It's made for a specific place, a specific site. You see, that's the hoity-toity, haughty. And it's temporary. So how can they show that picture? I got sick of fighting with people in Las Vegas about it. A dream time is not installation art. Bite me. It's beautiful. It's lovely. Seen it, been there, but it's permanent. It is not temporary. If somebody lets me know down below in the description box whether they took it down, then okay. But the last time I was there, it was still there. It was over like 2-3 years. Let me look it up right now. Dream time in Las. Something is in my eye on. It's driving me crazy. Am I saying it wrong? Or did I not look? Maybe I'm saying because I'm a little tired. Okay. Well, look. Oh, it's called. I said dream time, y'all. 7 Magic Mountains. Sorry, that's what they call it. Is it still there? Let's see. Oh, nasty firewalls. It's telling me it's unsafe. It's still there. Ergo, it is not an installation. Okay, we're going to look it up. I'll put this under extra, extra. Give me a second. I'm going to copy. Love it, but it's not an installation. It's not temporary. They can bite me. They can bite us here in class culture because we are not going. No, ma'am. All right, let me put this here. It was great, and it was wonderful to be a part and watch it grow. But yeah, I was like, no, that's not an installation. Okay, and this is down below in the description box. It's still there. Okay, and the pictures are going to change in a minute. So it's amazing. It's an experience. They are there. Okay. Dummies every once in a while go out and where is it's supposed to change? Oh, okay, let me choose. Okay, it's quite beautiful, but it's still there. It's not temporary. Okay, there's the moon. Or is it the sun or the moon? I don't know. Okay. And then they give a description, and then they take donations, and it says here 7 Magic Mountains. Sorry, Dreamtime. That just stuck in my head. It's still there. And here they say how it opened May 16th. And I had just started working at the gallery. No, I didn't. I was right in the middle of working there because I graduated June 2017. So yeah, I was in the middle of my internship at the gallery. And it was just a thing, and it was hype, and it was beautiful and all of that, but it is not an installation. Okay? So, and he wants to keep it there. Of course, because it's making what? Money. Money, money, money makes the world go round. And he does other things. There he is. You know, he does other true installations. Remember? Inside. See? Inside. Inside. Okay. So yeah. Enjoy. That's down below. So that was a little peek. It's extra, extra now, but I just wanted to show you because the conversation came up. All right. Pictures made with words. So we have people using digital media. We have people using natural elements. And now you can also use words. I'm going to convince everyone on planet Earth that they are an artist. Because you are. All right. So, word art. Okay. Here we go. How to create a picture with words. They even tell you how by using a digital application. Or you can handwrite them. ink, pencil, pictures, whatever, charcoal, paint, watercolor, go for it. Okay? You can use word art. And you can use a digital media as well. Okay? Pictures made of words as well. Okay? And it's all art and it's all fun. Now, it depends on if you're looking for recognition and things like that. If that's your aesthetic, okay. But, you know, you can't put that next to Mona Lisa. Sorry, not sorry. But we get it. I like it. But it's amazing, isn't it? It is amazing. It's beautiful. And we had a whole class on that too in film school. And I said, oh, that's wonderful. Because we have to think of creative ways to present our piece of art. You know how we book in a film or whatever genre, you know, with the intro and outro. Well, that's 3 parts to a film. And it's very creative. And it can be very creative. And you can have 3 different crews creating it. And there she is, right? So yeah, it's fun. So now if you say to yourself, oh, I can do that. I know you can. See? You can do it. Artists are doing it. They're getting paid. Or if you just want to put it on your wall, go for it. Teach yourself, get a YouTube video, or take a class. There are art courses in community colleges. Now, you've seen me use art in some of my thumbnails, text art, and I mean to use that. Okay? Here is love in the shape of a heart. Okay? Here is a peace in the peace sign. So now you know. Okay? Now you know. Those are all forms of art. Okay, what's the next thing? And we're almost done. Africa, spiritual art, and prehistoric. Now, that's why I put the Venus, fertility. Sorry, my tongue is getting a little tired. I don't know where you're going to get this video. All right. Goddess. All right. African art history characteristics. The earliest known prehistoric art of Africa is 7D, 70, 1000 BCE. 70,000 BCE. And someone was carving on eggshells 60,000 BCE. Okay. And again, here they're talking. Now they name them after people who find it. I just skip over that, yeah. So do your research. Now there are also cave stones from 25 to 23,000 BCE. I'm just rounding it up. Okay. What was ancient African art? Sculpture. Okay. Sculpture is one of the most important types of art in ancient Africa. Sculptures were mostly made of people and sometimes animals. African artists often used wood for their sculpture, but they also used bronze, terracotta, and ivory. Masks were an important part of art and their culture, and we've already talked about that. Now, I had a whole discussion with somebody in Africa. I said, okay, so they make their clothes out of local fiber. They make their homes out of mud, clay, bricks, and top it with, vegetation. Why didn't they make it out of wood? And they said, well, the termites would just eat it. I'm like, well, why didn't the termites eat the wooden sculpture? And they went, I never thought of that. I'm like, yeah, how did they protect that? Well, they were revered, they were kept, they were cleaned, they were precious, they were meaningful, they were worship, they were performance, they were spiritual. Versus a house, they can rebuild that. But this is something that lived through time. Okay? And or carved out of stone as well. So yeah, that was something they used every day. So it didn't sit around for days and days and days where something could get at it. And that's very meaningful. Or again, a stone. They have to literally I don't know about you. When the last time you carved something out of stone? I don't know. Okay, look at the chariot. Look at the beautiful pieces of art. Look at the ivory. Look at the wood. Look, 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 look. Okay. Look at the carvings on the cave. Give me a second. You know what I'm doing. I'm saving that stuff. Okay, yeah, the carvings of the cattle, which is like, sorry. Give me a second. Technical difficulty. Which is like money, a dowry, right? And here I like this with the women carrying, let's say, I don't know, whatever they collected, on their head, right? This is a good one. Some people say that's an alien. Sorry. I don't mean to laugh. It is what it is. But yeah, the carvings are amazing. Here's a giraffe. What they used, I have no idea. Here is, I say it's a family. That's what I say. Somebody is hunting. I say those are hunters and performers. Right? So, you can go on and on and on. Shout out to Pinterest. Yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to get there. I'm not there yet. I'm just saying we're going to get there with Pinterest. Pinterest is everything. Please and thank you. Maybe I should have a Pinterest show. So, going back to African traditions, African celebration, African customs, these are things they used every day. So it would be rare if they would let something get there and chew it up and damage it. Here is another beautiful carving. So nobody is dumb. Everybody had skills. Prehistoric man and or woman and child mattered. Some people had the skills, some people didn't. Some people could carve stone, some people could carve wood. Here's related searches, tribal art, carvings, and women African art. Now, some of that might be modern. It's okay. It's the connection for Gigi. Here is, I would think that's ivory. Looks like a hippo. Yeah, just get your life. Here are the beautiful pics. I have 2 pics. Didn't I share that with you guys? I'm almost sure I did. If not, you'll see it sometime in the future. It's a lot going on. Beautiful, expressive, talented, millions and millions of dollars made hundreds, if not thousands of years ago. The power of association. I love that. And it's who made it? A human being. And it has everything to do with life. Here are hunters on a cave wall. And what does that have to do with now and describing art? Well, like I said before, and in the commercial at the beginning, we design our homes with things that make us feel a part of the living. Let's just say the whole story, the journey of life. You're not going to be in a blank box. No, you're going to put something up on the wall. You're going to paint it. You're going to wear it. You're going to make it. You're going to cover your body with it. You're going to adorn yourself with it. They're doing the same thing we're doing in a primitive, prehistoric era. Okay. So let me put all of that in a box where it belongs, and we'll keep it moving. Because if I don't do it now, y'all know I will be squirrel. Here we go. There we go. Okay. So I think that was it. Now let's go right to the webbies. This shouldn't take too long. And I'm just making sure I'm covering everything. I have other windows open. All right. So this is a combination. Now you might say, oh, what's the big deal on a layman scale of carving? Well, you might want a fancy piece of art in the building where you manage, or your backyard, or on a city street or park. Well, here's some word art carvings that are everything. I think it's beautiful. It's permanently there. Okay. And if you want to equate that just a little tiny bit to grave art, headstone art, mortuary art, sort of kind of the same thing, you know, monolithic art. Monolithic. Yeah, did I say that right? Let me make sure. There we go. Monolithic.
Monolithic.
Formed of a single large block of stone, sort of kind of like, you know, the Vegas situation, right? It's in an organized, large, powerful, and interactive. It's a uniform. Ciao. They just use all type of words on here. So I'm going to put this down in the description box. Where should I put it? I'll put it behind. Where should I put it? I'll make it the last one, and then we'll look at it in a minute. Yeah, it happens in real time. So that can mimic carving. Someone from prehistoric, if you were to time warp them, time travel them, they would recognize it as a piece of carving. They might not be able to understand the words and the meaning of the letters, but they could appreciate it, just like we can go back in time and appreciate their art. That matters to me. We're all connected to the first humans, so get over it. Okay. So we looked it up. This is down below.
Monolithic.
It's a single large block of stone. Okay. Stonehenge. Everybody can relate to that. Right? People do it all the time. They just pop up. Find out what's happening in your neck of the woods. Here is definitely prehistoric. I believe that's in France. The obelisk is associated with Egypt. We all know what it is. There's one in Washington, D.C., right? And now they're going to get too technical and stuff. So you find them sort of kind of everywhere. You got to do your research. This wasn't part of the show, but I added it. Okay. So what's the next thing? Yeah, so don't be afraid. Even if you don't want all of those, get one. Or if you want a fancy headstone for your grave, or if you want to find a sculpture in your town, and if you want them to do it, make it happen and pay them. It could be out of wood, stone, plastic, fantastic, whatever. It really could be in plastic, you guys, because 3D, right? 3D, what do they call those machines that make the 3D models? Now you're going to make me look it up. See what you're doing? 3D plastic cover. I'm just trying to think of the name. 3D plastic printing machine. That's all I wanted. Yeah, you can make anything. I'm just trying to see. We're not looking that up. We'll never get out of here. Yeah, it can. It can make any form. But it might cost you a pretty penny, but it can. It can. They had one in a class, but it's called a 3D printer. That's the word I was trying to say. It was just too much. I was like, no, that's not my focus. So you could literally hire somebody with a 3D printer, give them this picture, and they could make that for you with the words that you want. Now, I don't know if you want that as your headstone because it's plastic fantastic, but it can be a piece of installation art, right? It sure can. Sorry, I'm waiting. I just got an email. Okay. Let me close that. And I think that's it, you guys. Now we're going to look up the websites. I'm just making sure I got everything. Yay, I'm so proud of Gigi. Okay. What is now I have to add these websites because I had so many windows open. All right. So what is next? I'm just glad I finally got back into it because I love talking about art. I could just have an art page, but then I'll get bored and I have to mix it up because of who I am, not because of you, or I don't know what to talk about because I can talk about anything. But I feel like now it's going to be a permanent part. I just had to put it away because I couldn't think of art and then do production stuff from September to whenever we were done because it was too much. I just couldn't do it, y'all. I was like, no, I can't. I can't. And I'm thank you and forgive me. But from now on, it'll be okay. Even during production, even if it's one a month, I was kind of busy. All right. So if you want to look up 3D printer, you can. I'm not going to put that down below. So let me get these cracking and then we'll be done. All right. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and teach you how to use the words or all of that. We are going to organically step into those boxes as I make more shows. Okay. This is just giving you the tools, the let's get started type of thing. All right. So you're looking at that. So let me get the other things. Yeah, because then I would fall asleep doing that. It's just going to happen organically. I promise you. Just hang in there. And there's no rush. Well, for me, it's not a rush. If it's a rush for you, then sorry, not sorry. It's not. It shouldn't be a rush. All right. And a good friend of mine was like, "Well, nobody could go anywhere anyway." I said, "Yeah, that's true." So, I love bouncing things off friends. They make me feel better. They're like, "Well, even if you were doing it, no one could go anywhere and figure out how to use these tools that you were sharing with them." I'm like, "That's a good point." And my thinking is, oh, we have all this time on our hands. She's like, no, not necessarily. People, they just find other things to do and they'll put you on the back burner. They'll only come when it's to their advantage, which is unfortunate because I think you should be doing this as when I'm representing these shows, watch them in real time. If I'm in the 50th show, you're not going to go back and watch 50 shows. And I'm not going to go back and explain 50 topics. I'm not doing it. That's why I take my time. Yeah. And don't expect anybody to do that. That's crazy. I was going to say a bad word, but no. Here we go. I'm opening all of them. We're getting adventurous. Just so I can flow with my conversation. So I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm using my finger. Okay. All right. So let me copy that. There we go. All righty. So it's happening. Okay. Excellent. How to describe art. How to describe art, John. How to write art descriptions that will sell your art. So let's work from the artist's point of view. Take a sip. You're the buyer or the appreciator or the museum goer. You cannot they're part of the equation. You cannot take them out of the equation. So when you go to a gallery or an auction, you're going to have to read their description. So in order to appreciate that, this will help. Okay. So here at the top, you have the home, you have artists, you have galleries and fairs, you have museums, podcasts, about, okay, archives, and contact. It's up to you. Now, YouTube is amazing. Take all these Googles and put them in the YouTube, and you should find and just go and listen and listen. Right after this video, listen to 2 other people talking about the same thing, and then you'll get that. Come here first. But yeah, then you'll get it. Then you'll get it. So you define the inspiration behind the art. That's cute. Okay. You include the bare facts. No, I'm not going to read all of this, you guys. Okay. You use the right keywords, but don't go overboard, because they want you to buy it too, right? Or engage or understand. Add an inviting but searchable product title to your creation, because you want it to stand out. And put everything in a nutshell. KISS. Keep it short, silly. I don't say the other word. All right. And this is a great place to start. Okay. And then here they talk about other artists and people attend. Here's an art gallery or a show or an exhibit. Here's an artist writing down everything they need for the gallery. And here is a creator, artist creating, looks like a graffiti. Okay. But it's art because it's going to be on it's a medium, not out in public against the law. That's why we're going to do a separate show. Okay. So this is down below. So the next thing is just making sure I'm in order. Okay. Yeah, I don't condone it out in public against the law. That it's just going to get covered, and it looks crappy to me. That's my opinion. When you just spray painting on buildings, it just brings down the property value, and it's unwanted, and you had no permission. Go work for the city. They will give you a whole mural to create. Well, that's going to be a whole different discussion. So this is a great website called reversedictionary.org. Not only can you use it for describing art, you can also use it for word art. Okay. And I love it. And you can also broaden your vocabulary. How about that? And it's word after word after word after word after word after word after word. It makes me dizzy, but it's good fun dizzy. Grab just one, and one a day for next 365 days. You'll be good. You'll get there. Pull a binge. Binge watch. There you go. Pull like 5 words and go to YouTube and put kinetic art. Okay. Put let's say, let me find a realist art. Okay. Put in just find some things that's a carpentry. How about that? Just whatever. You'll pick out words that I won't. Start somewhere. I love words and definitions, and then apply it to a topic. Etching. Okay. So enjoy. Okay. So that's down below. It's a start. I'm just giving you some links. Links I'll go back and use myself as well. Okay. What is installation art? We already talked about it. You're going to do exactly like Deirdre said, and it has to be inside. You're going to debate just like I'm going to debate. You're going to get in arguments, and I'm telling you, it's not cute. Installation art is one of the most powerful and immersive of all art forms. In contrast with traditional mediums such as painting and sculpture, installation art is designed to fill whole rooms or even entire gallery spaces. Emerging as a bona fide art movement in the 1960s, installation art has since become one of the most popular and widespread strands of contemporary art practice, with artists embracing ever more adventurous and playful ways of transforming the gallery experience. You read the rest. Okay? A brief history, and on and on and on. Some of these pictures are popping up, some aren't. So it's a busy website. I like to look at those websites on my phone. All right, what's the next thing? Because I don't want to make this too long, but it's good information. These are like bookmarks for Gigi because I love it. I'm like, oh yeah, it's not on my phone, it's not on my desktop, it's not in my bookmarks. I'm cleaning my bookmarks, I'm getting rid of stuff. It's on a video, on a playlist on my channel. Kara Walker is amazing. She is an amazing American artist. She was born in 1969 in Stockton, California. She's an American installation artist who used intricate cut paper. So remember the story of Gigi Darling and her mother almost fainted and cried because I tore mine. But I didn't get it, you guys, because I would change it every month. I would tear it down and change it every month. So I didn't get it. But I get it now. So when we're cutting our pieces of, we're going to have a cutting party. Paper. And I got a big old bin, a big old tub. I just throw it in there and then I separate it later, and we're going to get our plastic fantastic, and we're going to sort, and we're going to have fun, have a glass of wine, and we're going to do the thing. But yeah, she was heartbroken. I was like, well, you should have told me. I'm laughing now, and I know she's laughing in heaven, but we had that discussion over ago. She was like, girl, I thought I was going to live with that until I left this house. I'm like, well, I'm sorry. You should have said something. So, Kara would probably identify and would laugh along with me, but she's amazing. And please, this is down below in your description box. She does silhouettes, collage, drawing, painting, performance, film, video, puppetry, animation, and it also relates to life. And she talks about gender relationships. It's amazing. And her dad was an artist. Here I am introducing you to an artist. Check her out. Okay, it's getting busy. They're attacking me. They're mad. And she's been all over. So you catch up. Okay. You catch up. Yeah, it's getting crazy. It's getting jittery. My computer is like, can we go to bed now? Okay. So I don't know when you're going to get this, but enjoy it when you do. All right. What's next? I'm just looking. I'm comparing. So we have 3 more to go. Okay, cool. All righty. I just wanted to introduce you to someone via my channel and the topic. So this is a great magazine online. It's called Galleria or Gallery, but I don't know. Galleria magazine. I heard somebody pronounce it that way, and I was like, okay. 7 must-see art exhibitions in February. So this is something that's happening. And then they talk about how these shows are traveling in New York, Chicago, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and they are not to be missed. Well, it's still post-pandemic, so you can miss it, but yeah. They talk about the artist, where it is, and the city. And they give, yay, a description. So start here. Hearts of Gold. There you go. There's the image there. I'm not going to spoil alert it. It's there. I want you to read it, and I want you to experience it, and I want you to take the next step. Okay? So yeah. New York, New York. Now I do that all the time. It can be charcoal, it can be black marker, whatever. Just go for it. And I'm never shy with mine. I know a lot of artists are shy. I don't do it to make money. I do it for fun. There is the beautiful image that I used on my back, you know, in the back there on my banner. No, what do they call them? My background. Yeah. Oh, I'm tired. Yeah, it's tongue in cheek, but yeah, I thought it was lovely because we were talking about life. And here it is in San Francisco. Okay. But it's gone. But I just thought that was an homage, to my city and state. So I wanted to use it. But yeah, it's art comes in all types of forms. Stoneware and glaze. Now, would you buy that? Probably not, but he doesn't care. He made it, and she made it, and it is what it is. Maybe it's hers. She don't want to give it to nobody. So try to find at least, I try to go to an art show once every 4 months. No, they do not let you record. Sometimes they do, but a lot of times they don't. So, and I'm not used to recording everything in my life. I'm a vlogger, but I'm not a vlogger like that. I'm not there yet. I like to keep some things to myself. So, and you can also sign up, and they also give you beautiful pictures as well. So if you don't want to go anywhere, here you go. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the top. Close your eyes. Whee! Okay. So you hit these little bars over here. Whoop. And then you go to art, culture. Okay. That's definitely an installation. All right. And here's an installation. Okay. That's an installation. Right. So, Basquiat is my favorite. So yeah, unfortunately he lost his life, but his stuff is always selling. So March, 8 must-see exhibits in March. Okay, so should I hit it? Okay, let's hit it. Okay, it's a lot going on. Sorry. So maybe they'll do some Aprils. But you could just see. New York is always popping. San Francisco is too. But I'm so busy. I'm not there yet. Plus it's cold. Forget what you heard. I'm still getting through these allergies. So I just want to share. Okay, Los Angeles. You know. Oh. Austin. I'm so silly. Okay, there we go. All right, down below. 2 more and then we're done. I was thinking, let me type it in. Art installations in San Francisco, California. Okay. No, you're not going to see them while I type that up. I'm going to show you the next thing because I don't want this video to be too long. Second from last. Yeah, I'm getting attacked. Man, there's just a lot of stuff going on. Stop, go away. So there's the screen by Edward MUXH. Sorry. And analysis and meaning of the painting. So there you go. And then I'm going to go back here. Oh, yeah, it's a lot. Again, they'll call it an installation, but it's a permanent fixture. But you can find, just put art installations in your town and state, because believe it or not, some places have the same towns. So you don't want to get that mixed up. So yeah, we have that fight all the time. I mean, it's not a big deal. So yeah, you can always find something. Okay, let's go. One evening, this is the artist talking. One evening, I was walking along a path. The city, yeah, we're going to get attacked. Okay. The city was on one side and the fjord below. That's a stream, I believe. Let me make sure. Oh, okay. It says it's a deep inlet of the sea between high cliffs. Huh. Okay. So he was between 2 high cliffs, walking in the town and the water. He could see the water. Okay. One evening, I was walking along a path. The city was on one side and the fjord below. I felt tired and ill. I stopped and looked out over the water. The sun was setting and the clouds turning blood red. That happens in Nevada. I sensed a scream passing through nature. It seemed to me that I heard the scream. I painted this picture, painted the clouds as actual blood. The color shrieked. Is it shreked? Shrieked. Let me make sure. See, I like doing that. Look, I'm a writer, so deal with it. All right. Shrieked or shreked?
Shriek.
Shrieked. Yeah, shrieked. Okay. The color shrieked. This became the scream. Office Depot is talking. Edward Munch's life was literally studded with misfortunes and family deaths. His mother died from tuberculosis when he was 5, followed by his sister. Another sister was diagnosed with a serious mental illness, forcing her to live in a psychiatric institution. The father suffered manic depressive disorders, and his brother died a few months after being married. Munch said, I inherited 2 of mankind's most frightful enemies, he later wrote. The heritage of consumption, that's illness, and insanity. Isn't that sad? But he was brave enough to create a piece of art. There could be nothing joyful or positive in the art that Edward Munch started to produce from his early 20s, from an early age painting, and had been a way to be isolated from the sadness he perceived in the family. Growing up, Munch saw in artistic expression a way to represent angst, anguish, and despair like no one else had yet done in his family. Um, they spelled representing wrong, representing them as the only true protagonists of life, impressing them on canvas as the only possible content of an art that intended to look into his eyes, their eyes, the eyes of existence and human beings' meanings. His art was not a form of catharsis, according to Munch. In fact, nothing else existed in life. And there it is, the screen. Okay, 1910. All right. So, the original title that Munch gave his most iconic painting was The Scream of Nature. What he explained with his words above was the origin of the two interpretive theories around his painting. It's the human, okay? Give me a second. Because they kept misspelling words wrong. ONW is to omit needless words. I don't know if they meant that, but that's what ONW means. Screaming nature. Where did I leave off, child? Who screams and the nature that writhes around its scream. Life, right? Pain, suffering, illness. Or it is the nature that one screaming and the subject is overwhelmed, covering his ears for defense. Basically, there is not much difference between these two visions. The desperate cry of nature involves every single thing into the same anxiety. The human being and the landscape are one only thing. The human being and the landscape are one only thing. I think somebody with broken English wrote this, but anyway, the red-blooded sunset, the water, the human figure follow the same wavy forms, the same loss of focus, the same dissolution of reality. They share the same condition. Coming out of the condition of disgrace is impossible. All of these things, not only did he have to suffer personally, but socially, right? And each individual is alone in his own despair. The human figure in the background of the painting look at each other and in another direction. Their borders are defined. They don't participate in the protagonist's crisis. They show total indifference. Despair exists also for them, but it's precisely what prevents the empathy between individuals. So you can go on and on and on and on and on and read. Okay. And this was meant to be a series. This keeps getting stolen. It's amazing. I would say Edward had an indifference as far as he didn't care whether or not you liked it or not. He didn't care. He just had to express himself. He probably didn't care whether he was going to sell it or not. He just didn't care. That was his indifference. He demonstrated that by showing, I say it's himself. He heard it, whether it was in his own mind or he was the only one that could hear it, or they heard it and kept walking away from him. Because you know how you can look at somebody and say, yeah, they're not all there. But maybe that was his way of coping, right? And again, it's interesting to watch. You know, I can see the water. I was confused when it said two hills because I don't see the hills. But anyway, it is what it is. We're just engaging in it. And this keeps getting stolen over and over again. You got to read the history. Art theft is fascinating. To me, it's just as fascinating as watching Cops or CSI or HLN murder mysteries or Snap. It's like, who are these people stealing the black market, thieves, greedy people? It's crazy. So the last thing we'll look at is African art. So let me close these other things. Yeah, I think they meant the word one. That made no sense. What am I sharing, y'all? Okay, I'm sharing the right thing. Okay. Woo. All right. So again, this was ARTSMART number 5 description, the words and life. So we went from let's just say public art, because it's not an installation if it's permanent. We went from digital art, media. I told a little story time. It's all about life and the words. Okay. All right. And so last but not least, looking at Africa artwork from early humankind to today, prehistoric. So there you go. Okay. Now we're going to get attacked. It's just going to happen. I find don't answer yet. Okay. How to make brown paint, online color mixing tool, free. So those digital artists out there. Oil versus acrylic, famous paintings of women. I mean, I could just get stuck right there, but we're looking at the carving here. So it looks like a whole tribe or family. Yeah, it's going to keep popping up, y'all. Bite me. Okay. Or team or men or ritual, but they are tending and or existing with who? Elephants. No, I'm sure they would eat anything if they was hungry enough. But yeah, African art is a continental and diasporic art from east to west. Y'all, it is what it is. Just ignore it. From east to west, north to south, the African cultures. Africa is a continent with many cultures and countries on that landmass. Okay. Have been one of the most diverse in the world, considerably impacting the Western art world. Africa has long been, I can't help it, has long been considered the cradle of mankind, and it has seemingly been the heart of the world out of which emerged beautiful, diverse art. Many of us do not know where to begin with African art. This article will give an overview of African art, social and religious contexts, characteristics, and some of the predominant types of artworks and African artifacts. Okay? So you can Indiana Jones it, you can read it, you can digital, you can audio book it, you can picture collage, Google it. It's just a fact of life. Just accept it. And that's down below. To me, it's the prototype. Everything in Africa is the prototype, prehistoric or not. It's the story of life and a little tongue in cheek too. Okay. Thank y'all so much for yay. This episode, number 6 is next. You will be seeing that commercial. You'll be seeing that video. No set dates, no set times. When I feel like it, when I have my hour of power and I feel like it, probably after when I eat. And I'll drop it. I don't like to drop my videos like boom, boom, boom. I'll wait 2 or 3 hours in between. That's how we rock and roll over here, y'all. Okay? If you're new here, please subscribe. If not, please like and share. If you hit all of those in the future and beyond when we have our membership join, we're working on our 3,000 subscribers. So when I hit my 4,000, I'll put every video back on membership. ARTSMART production. So this is sort of, look, back in the day, I'm talking to, back in the day when HBO and Showtime and all the cable companies were pay-per-view only. And the fights and things, and you had boxes, and it was amazing. They would make everything public to entice people to come. Just think of this period as that period. Because as soon as I hit my 4K, a lot of things are going to go members only, especially videos that like have the big numbers. That way, you guys, people can see the other videos that I want to grow, or the other playlists that need some attention. And it's okay to do that. I'm over 1,000 videos. A lot of these videos need to be not on private, but members only anyway. But that's my promise to you. Not until I hit 4,000. Hearts of Gold, need your help. If you see a video and a topic or a playlist, and I just released it and it didn't have a lot of videos, please, please give me that time and attention and help me with those videos as well. So I appreciate you. Thank you, Hearts of Gold. We did it. Yay. I can do numbers. I can take that down. I can do number 6. And then I can get rid of this topic. And then I can say, wait for it. And then when it just hits me, I can share it with you the next time. So thank you. We did that. We aced it. Now it's in the books. And you can always come back at a later date and figure it out. And whenever you have a question for me in real time, if you want to leave it in a voicemail, the phone number is below. If you want to leave it in an email, the email's below. If you want to leave it in a comment section, if you mind other people see it. I usually get to my comments like every 4 hours. I don't get to them right away. But I appreciate you. Or when I'm live, hit the link or jump down in the chat and ask. All right. So thank you very much. We finally made it and hit all those reminders on the way out. Thank you so much, Hearts of Gold. And until next time, please catch up on the previous 4 in real time, because I'm just going to start dropping them. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Bye.